being a non-veg is as healthy and in fact maybe healthier than being a vegetarian. Now the issue here is vegetarian healthy way of living? We're not talking about environmental issues. We're not talking about caged animals, which we all are. We're not talking about water deprivation, ethics, because I don't see any religion telling us that it is unethical to kill animals. Hinduism has festivals to kill animals, so does Islam, so does Christianity, and most other religions. So let's not talk about ethics, let's talk about core values. Amino acids are created from animals. They are building blocks for man. It gives us the muscles and the tissue. They only come from animals. These are the proteins that you will not get if you are a vegetarian. And sadly enough, Brown in 2008 has said that infants have stunted growth if they are fed only vegetarian diets or if they are born to mothers who are vegetarian from birth. This is a statistical fact which does not come from the USDA and is an often documented. The second issue is iron deficiency. Vegetarians who do not consume red meat have a history of anemia. This is because there's a lack of iron and hemoglobin in the blood. This leads to medical condition. Your quality of life is in trouble. We are not talking about water pollution, environmental pollution, or ethics. Here we are talking about your health. You will have anemia. And the anemic condition is detrimental to your health because if you do not have enough iron, your body will go into shock. Creatine. Creatine is the muscle building, mass locomotion and physical exercise machine. In other words, it is the one that gives you flexibility in your bones and muscles. You will get this only by eating meats. Vegetarians tend to be a little bit having joint problems, and to overcome this, they have to spend their valuable time, which they could spend with their family, into exercise to keep their muscles and joints moving. Phosphorus. Yes, you do get phosphorus from plants, but the phosphorus concentration from animals is much quickly absorbed by the body, and this is because the veggie phosphoric acid is in the form of phytic acid which has to be hydrolyzed. Something that a vegetarian will not tell you. But this is a fact of life if you want to remain healthy. A lot of other vitamins such as B12, yes, you do get them from plants, but from animals it comes in high concentration and you need it on a frequent level because it is not stored by the body. The teeth formation. If you do not have a large quantity of calcium and iron, your teeth and your bones will become brittle and they will break. The riboflavin, zinc, iron and calcium deficiencies that you see in vegetarians can be reversed by small quantities of eating meat. I do not advocate slaughter of animals. In fact, I love animals. I have several animals as pets. But what my working opponent is trying to make me look like is I'm a mass murderer when he too believes in killing to protect his life. I believe in killing animals for me to consume food, to grow and be healthy. And finally, omega-3, which comes from fish, is the richest source of omega-3. And the reason we give children omega-3 supplements in the form of 7-C's tablets and other is to help them grow, to become strong. They have anti-cancer properties and they help stimulate brain development. You get this by eating tuna and salmon. You don't have to slaughter them, just one salmon a week or two, and you will be living a healthy life. Now, in conclusion, my friends, everything that my opponent has said regarding vegetarians living longer is unproven, lifespan being longer is unproven. It is unproven about the environmental aspect because he has not given us statistics. The water consumption facts from USDA, unproven, we do not know where he's got the research. As I told you, every religion believes in slaughter of animals, so there's no ethics about it. Starvation, if you do not eat, you will starve, whether you eat vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food. So in conclusion, I stand vindicated. We have to live a balanced diet. We have to have meat in our food.
Please, you may begin your something about healthy living because of having non-vegetarian food as well. I want to ask you, are you aware, please answer yes or no, are you aware that when animals are in captives, they are pumped with antibiotics to this extent that when we consume them, our body loses the immunity towards antibiotics that we can consume when we are really not well? Answer me yes or no, are you aware of this?
If you can tell me where you got the information and what type of antibiotics.
Can you please answer my question yes or no?
Can you give me the information where you got it?
Can you please answer? Are you aware of this?
Which antibiotics?
All the antibiotics.
You mean the antibiotics I'm consuming is given to animals? Are you sure about the
let me tell you that, let me answer this.
I do not think it is right because the antibiotics given to humans are different from animals.
Your immunity is reduced due to this. Let me tell you. Let me go to the next one. You spoke about calcium. You mentioned something about calcium.
If you go back to the antibiotic issue, you have not resolved it.
I am cross-examining you. Are you aware that small calves, female cows are artificially inseminated just so that they can produce more calves, and as soon as the calves are born, they are taken away and the udders are connected to machines which draw milk out of them. Do you think this is a good source of calcium?
Now, once again, I would like to ask you, where did you get this information?
I am cross-examining.
I don't know where you got the information from.
USD 2013 author or no?
I do not know where you get this author. Okay, what is your question?
Coming to you spoke about B12, you spoke about iron, zinc. Let me tell you, please answer me yes or no if you are aware of this. Iron is, we can get iron as veggies from green leaves, we can get zinc from beans, we can get B12 from soya. This is a proven fact. If you are not aware of this, I suggest you research a bit more on this because it is very much available for human beings.
What is your question, sir?
Coming to the last thing,
You can ask me a question.
Have you tasted, since you like non-vegetarian food so much, have you tasted not a human being? No? Let me tell you that in Papua New Guinea, the country, there is a tribe called the Karawayan tribe who are cannibals. They feast on each other. It might be tasty because you like eating living beings, right? So you should try this. I think there is a good
Question so far.
Yeah, but have you tasted another human being?
Have you?
No, I haven't. But I'm asking you a question. I don't eat living beings. I don't eat living beings.
You also have never eaten human.
Please try it.
Healthy food. I'm telling you what is the healthy food.
Healthy cannibals like fish,
chicken, meat.
Well, in the cross-examinations that I had with my worthy opponent, it's quite clear that my opponent is convinced that vegetarianism is the right way to go. He may not want to agree this in the forum here, but I'm sure afterwards he will say, you were right. It's alright, it's not a problem. Let me just go ahead summarizing what I spoke right now. I think that it's very much clear that being human beings, we need to respect other life forms. We need to respect them because they have been, they are coexisting with us. We don't need to misuse our human intelligence to an extent where we are taking advantage of things around us. We need to coexist, we need to be happy. Along with this, there are so many reasons that I've already pointed out, like starvation, which is affected because of non-vegetarian food production, and a lot of other factors that I've already pointed out, which my opponent is convinced about. I would like to conclude saying something which I really like regarding the subject. This is how it concludes. The farms become slaughter factories. Rivers become pools of waste. The air becomes Hitler's gas chamber. Life becomes suffering. Living beings become dead bodies. The joy of birth becomes the pain of death. The choice is yours. Go veg, go be for a blissful and healthy living life. Thank you.
Anil, you may begin your conclusion.
My worthy opponent says that being vegetarian is a healthy way, but he has not proven any of the statements with substantial research. Only his emotional talk. Eating dead bodies, he's talking about dead humans. How many of us ever thought about that? But that's how radical he is. I have stated that amino acids are the building block, found only in animals. He has not disagreed with that. I have said that creatine is the building the mass for locomotion and physical exercise. He has emphatically agreed with it because he has not proposed that. I have told you that the research by Brown in 2008 published, unlike the USDA research which we have no idea where it is, tells us that infants have stunted growth. He knows that. That's why he's not talking about it. He is talking about getting iron from vegetables. I told you, yes, you get small quantities, but the quantities the body needs to fight hemoglobin, which is the highest disease for vegetarianism, is found through eating animals. And that specifically is the liver of animals, the bone marrow. What about phosphorus? A building block for our human DNA. He wants the vegetarians to be mutants. The vitamin B12. He doesn't want you to consume it. Riboflavin, zinc. He doesn't want you to handle that. How about your teeth? Bad teeth, osteoporosis, broken bones. The omega-3 fish, which doesn't have to be mass slaughtered. You can get it by eating just one fish serving per day or once a week. He's talking about respecting other life forms. I too respect other life forms. I too have pets at home. I love cats, I love dogs. And I do take care of them and I give them a very healthy, balanced diet. He talks about rivers of waste. I don't know if you've seen the rivers of waste in the farmlands, where you have overflowing contaminants of all the different farm products, such as fertilizers, killing the fish. But he's only picking on the non-veg. He's talking about Hitler's gas chamber. It is not truly the only healthy way of life, but a balanced diet which includes consumption of fish, meat, and eggs will be the healthy way of life, so that we will be devoid of all the diseases that I have just told you. Live a blissful life, have a meat sandwich, have a fish.
Thanks God, I didn't face any situation like a boxing match referee. They were within their limits, and with this we concluded our showcase debate. I would hand over the podium to our deputy governor.
Big round of applause for all the speakers. I would like to invite once again William Don to stage to give us his opinion on the debate.
Well, I thought that was quite that was quite an interesting exchange of ideas. Now it goes back to what the proposition is. So the proposition today, the subject was that vegetarian, okay, or vegetarianism is the healthy way of life. Now Anil had some research. He focused on why it is healthy. On the other hand, the other side has focused on how cruel we are with the animals. He did not focus on why being a vegetarian is healthier than the others. And so that was my problem. So, like I said, it should always go back to what the topic is. We should not deviate. And another thing, the moment we use statistics or information it is necessary that we should give us the sources. Now, in his line of listening, who was this? Because he was trying to filter whether it was reliable source. You know, because if you go to WikiLeaks, or some of them are just posted by students, non-experts. And that is why in a debate early on during the workshop, I said that the debate is won because of the amount of time that you did in research and they stick to the point. But I thought it went on very nicely, the argumentation that went on, and it was quite interesting. All right, so it would be very nice if somebody disagrees with me about my observation.
So the winner is?
Now, I wouldn't say who the winner is now in your mind, because each one of us has different perceptions. We look at things differently.
According to judging criteria.
But according
Come on.
He's very assertive. Now, for me, the side that did the better debating skills was this side, in my opinion. Okay? All right?
I think that one of the things that Anil mentioned as counter-arguments, he focused too much on resources than the ideas of Prince. Like, for example, when Prince said, you know, the slaughtering of animals, or that animals are full of antibiotics and it affects the environment, simple counter-arguments could have been that, first of all, we would have to clear a lot of land to be able to plant vegetables enough for everybody in the world so that everybody can get protein, because it's a fact that you need actually to eat more vegetables and different kinds of vegetables to build the same amino acids that you would need if you were a meat eater. So that would be one counter-argument. So the clearing of that land...
all right. You have the points, but the way it appeared to me anyways, focusing on not the why it is healthy. You know, the killing of animals and all that pollution being caused by the production of non-vegetarian food. Okay? It has now nothing to do with, my point is that being vegetarian is healthier than the others.
But with the pesticides that you have these days, is it actually healthier?
No, it was not brought out. So if it is not brought out, it was not brought out, so let's not get into that. We are going to be concerned only with the things that were brought out.
During counter-arguments, there was a lot of interaction from both sides, not letting the other contestants speak.
Yeah.
Is that how a debate is? Because if you are constantly interrupted, which happened when, with Prince, I felt many times he wasn't able to start a sentence and not finish it. Is that part of correct?
No, we have to be very careful, most especially in the cross-examination. We should see to it that allow the person to speak and then rebut, refute. Interruptions in a debate is not good. Allow him to speak. Okay, so in the next debate that we have, that is his time, cross-examination. Give him that time. I know what the other purpose is, so that no more questions should be asked, so I will kill his time. That is also a strategy. But I encourage you not to use it, because we really would like to get as to who has the better speaking, debating skills. All right, and yeah.
Is it acceptable for, in the cross-examination, for the person being cross-examined to bring in new information that wasn't presented during his 5 minutes?
No. What should be dealt with is the point at hand.
So the cannibalism,
was
completely...
No, completely out.
Because it wasn't presented originally. Right.
Yeah, completely out. You should stop only, don't bring an issue which the other person did not bring, because that is going out of the topic. Now that is why, like I said, debate is very structured. Okay? Because we are debating about the same thing. Okay? Yeah?
Last question, sorry. Anil brought up that when we talked about ethics, religions, and that all religions allow the, but can you bring in religion when you have a debate? Because it was like a policy. The topic of the debate was policy. It wasn't a belief. So was it correct to bring in religion?
Now, he was saying that all religions do this.
If it's a fact.
There was, I think, it was factual, and there was nothing offensive about it. To bring the idea that it is actually a universal practice. Okay?
Right.
It was a universal practice, so it was brought out as part of the introduction, general statements. And that is why after the introduction was done, it was never brought out. So it was just general statements.
When you talked about issues, Don, you talked about, remember, a solution, and then how they would propose that solution. But they didn't do that really. Like when he talked about being a vegetarian, he didn't offer us a good solution of how everybody in the world could become a vegetarian. Should he have done that?
No, because the proposition simply was, so as an affirmative, you are going to prove why your contention that it is healthy. Your contention is that it is healthy. And so all my arguments, my presentation should be based on the fact that it is healthy. If you get out there, you are not helping your cause.
Last question. Sir, with the strategy that Anil is using about delaying tactics about this time so that the other cannot question him that much, does he get a point on that? Or?
All right. Now,
What was the question?
the chairperson is very important because the chairperson is the referee of the discussion. And it is his responsibility to see to it that, if, for example, if he thinks that he's out of bounds, delaying, okay, don't delay the proceeding, just answer the question. Okay? And the same thing. That is why we should also have training for the chairperson, because the chairperson is also a very important component of a debate. He steers or she steers the discussion. All right. And that is why it is very important that the chairperson is very alert. And then there was an incident, there was a public debate presented by my students. And then the student was trying to catch the other guy by just saying yes or no. Because if he says yes, I'll kill you. If you says no, you also get killed. So he was trying to evade it. And then he complained to the chairman, Mr. Chairman, he refuses to answer my question. He said, he refuses to answer my very simple question. And then the chairperson got his bang, answer the question. And then the people just love him and they clap their hands. So he eventually was forced to say yes. And then when he said yes during his refutation, he brought that out. So it's very, but I enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but it was very interesting. So I said that during the workshop
just for your information, this was a June 2014 edition of Toastmasters. And there's a nice article on page 16, Debate Matters. So you can read through it. And I'm sure there will be a workshop being conducted for the judges, how to judge a workshop. I remember Don and I conducted a program at DTAC 2003. Was it 2003, Don? When did we have it?
4.
Well, 2004, yes.
A while ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. Very entertaining, very educational, and today's debate was one-sided because I'm an experienced debater, and my poor worthy opponent had to go against someone like me. But I tell you, it was a very lively debate. There are a few things that I did wrong, which should have been picked up by the debate chair as well as by the opponent, but they did not do it. Okay, so we'll see you at the next workshop hopefully.
I need you, Bobby Hobson, for providing us this wonderful venue.
Yeah.
And I would like to introduce Toastmaster Prasad. He will be the debate chair for the entire event. He will have his own committee members to assist him in doing this event. The chief guest for the finals is Dhananjaya, the world champion. He's coming here. Woo-hoo! We are doing all the best possible, but I have one small request. Since there are 16 teams competing for this debate, there's a lot of efforts, a lot of work to be done, and we need your cooperation. It's not possible to simply satisfy each and every one of you. There's a lot of compromise to be taking place. Please help us, cooperate us. We are all one family, and this is an educational event. Let's have fun. Thank you very much.